On behalf of our Rotary leaders, the district governor Annie Nkutu, who is away at the inter-district conference in Nairobi, on behalf of Promote Uganda, I wish to welcome you to this third edition of the Run for the Nile. And I want to thank you so much for braving the early showers and coming to actually for a very important cause of protecting the Nile and Lake Victoria from pollution. And I want to thank the Ministry of Water and Environment that embraced this idea to the extent of making it as part of the Uganda Water and Environment Week activities. I want to congratulate the runners who braved the 21 kilometers, the 10 kilometers and 5 kilometers. In a special way, I want to thank our perennial sponsors, and above all, I want to thank the schools and many others that have always graced this run. The mission of this run is to fight plastic pollution. Those of you who enjoy fish, that tests have been done on the fish coming out of Lake Victoria, and 20% of the fish has been found to have microplastics. And these microplastics come from the situation where a lot of plastics sit in our water resources, and those small particles are picked up, they get into our fish or in the food grown around the lake or river, and when we consume them, they accumulate in our bodies, and eventually they manifest them in cancers in our bodies. They manifest themselves in dementia. They manifest themselves in respiratory diseases. So it's not pleasing news, but we need to do something. So your being here is to raise funds to actually establish ways of protecting more plastics going into the lake. I want to welcome the goodwill ambassadors of the Nile, because these are people who have contributed 200,000 towards this cause, and they are going to do this annually to ensure that we protect our lake and river from pollution.
To the organizers of the event, thank you very much for putting together such a wonderful event. To my fellow sponsors, thank you for making a decision to support this cause. Rotary is a good partner, and you know that you're going to get a lot of value for your sponsorship, a lot of value for your money when you partner with Rotary. So I encourage you that this is very good accountability for your investment. The reason we're interested in this run and why we're sponsoring this time is that we get all our water for beer from the Nile River, and beer is about 95% water. I know that for the different businesses that we're doing, there is a particular element where we're relying on nature, whether it's the clean air or actually clean water. So I encourage everyone to actually invest more in the next run. Invite another person to come. And in case you didn't know, today is World Water Day. So everything you're doing today is actually being scaled up across the world to make sure that we preserve our natural resources.
We call upon you to come and work with us in every aspect of life and make sure that we keep Lake Victoria and River Nile clean. So let's invest in trap gates, let's invest in tree planting, let's have compliance on effluent release in these water bodies. That is the only way we can go, and that's the only way we can save our waters.
You're most welcome to the Run for the Nile, third edition. We really appreciate you being here for this very good cause. hope that this event will even be bigger next year. I thank the sponsors.
Next year, I challenge all the partners that we have here. I challenge all the partners that we have here and the runners. I strongly believe this is capable of going tenfold. By tenfold, I mean it could very easily start matching the MTN marathon in Kampala. I know I'm representing the governor, but in my other life, I'm actually below Rotarian David Nsubuga, who is our head of the focus area champions. So I'm saying something that we have not talked about yet, but I'm inviting the current sponsors and saying you have the first option to buy, because next year the packages may be a bit more stringent, because we have piloted this run for 3 years. We know it can work. We know there are very many opportunities. On behalf of the governor, I should have started here, Governor Anne Mkutu, who is not with us today. She's in Nairobi in an inter-district conference. By the powers entrusted unto me by her, as I clean the cobwebs of my ceiling, I hereby launch today, the 22nd day of March, the year of our Lord 2025, I launch the Green Skilling Project.